And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so please let me know. Can you see that? Should say social marketing for nonprofits. Is that good?
Yep, looks good, Val.
Right. So many of you know we are Soul Project. We advocate for healthy smoke-free communities for African Americans and all people and groups who suffer disproportionately as a result of social conditions and tobacco use. Our major campaigns are to help people quit smoking and to get them connected with resources like Kick It California if they are interested in quitting. We actually have an event coming up called Breaking Free from Nicotine Day, which is going to be November 18th. And I will be putting some information in the chat so that you can decide if you would like to participate in that and get registered for that. We are working on smoke-free multi-unit housing. Many African Americans, about 37% of African Americans that live in multi-unit housing, live in housing that has three or more units. And we know that the home is the number one place that people are exposed to smoke and secondhand smoke. And the more units that there are, the more likely they are exposed to secondhand smoke. So it's a particularly important issue for African Americans. And then out also our smoke-free outdoor place. Um, our outdoor places are a place that we also experience exposure to smoke. But one of the things that we've been doing is doing some public intercept surveys and getting some observational data to see how people feel about smoke-free housing and actually banning smoking in multi-unit housing. And our surveys really showed that 85% of people think a smoke-free multi-unit housing law would help to protect the community's health and 75% would be okay with a specific ban on it. Oftentimes, where people find that they're exposed to smoking is on balconies, patios, hallways, parking lots, outdoor areas, and then individual homes as well. For our outdoor areas, we have similar data. We found that 80% of people feel that a smoke-free outdoor area law would help protect the community's health. And 81% of people are bothered when someone smokes near them in an outdoor public place. So these are things that we are trying to continually raise awareness on and give our communities the information and tools that they need to make a change. So those may be things that you experience in your businesses. And certainly, if you have any challenges with that, please feel free to contact us. One of the things that we do when we do any kind of training is to try and find out what it is that people would like to learn about. And so, social media marketing was one of those things that came up from our survey results. And so we have the benefit of working with Miss Pleshette Robertson from Sac Cultural Hub Media Company, who has been in business, I want to say 25 years. Are we at the 25-year mark yet, Pleshette?
Yeah, we're at the 23rd year.
23 years, and has just done a wonderful job. It is Sac Cultural Hub is one of the premier news outlets here in Sacramento for things to do, places to go. And we've been partnering for many years, even when I was with American Heart Association, on making sure that the community had the health information that they need as well. So she wears a couple of hats. She's also our community engagement coordinator because of the strong relationships that she has in the community, and which gives her a unique perspective on how to make sure that your business is front and center, that you're getting the most out of your social media, and that you're able to use it to achieve the goals you want. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Pleshette and go ahead and get into our main presentation for the evening. Oh, now you're on mute.
All right. Hello and good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for attending. And thank you, Val, for that overview of the Soul Project. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. and go into the mode of presentation mode, slideshow. Let's see. All right. So, as Valerie was saying, and I hope everybody can hear me, this presentation will be on the social media marketing for nonprofits. Now, although it says for nonprofits, a lot of what will be discussed tonight you can use for a for-profit business and even for marketing for yourself as an individual. Okay, and this particular session is one of 3 sessions of the Soul Project's Fall 2024 Education Series. So what will we cover this evening? We're going to talk a little bit about me. We're going to answer the questions: what is social media marketing? What is a social media strategy? Types of social media, utilizing social media apps and tools, how to create a social media post. Don't be afraid to use Chat GPT, successful social media marketing tips, your social media presence, users on social media per Google, scheduling social media tasks, using your local to national influencers, free sites for African American graphics, how we reach the Black urban community, and some referral links and resources that you will be able to use. And if we have time, questions. So also, if you would like to have a link to the PDF of the presentation, please indicate that in the chat, and we will be sure to send you an attachment or a link to this actual presentation today. And I would love for everyone who's on the session now to go ahead and enter your name into the chat and why you decided to attend today, and are you attending the session for your for-profit business, for your nonprofit business, or for yourself as an individual, or all 3. So a little bit about me. I'm a mother of 3 daughters and a grandmother to 9 grandsons. I'm Auntie Shet to several nieces and nephews. I'm the founder of SacCulturalHub.com, chief editor of the Hub magazine, business owner of PR and Associates Business Resources, the executive director of the Sac Cultural Hub Media Foundation, and my latest hat, community engagement coordinator for the Soul Project. And I've lived in South Sacramento since 2001 after migrating from the Bay Area. And I basically really look at myself as a steward or servant of the community. So on to the next slide. So basically, what is social media marketing? Well, it's the use of any type of social media app, and we'll go over those to promote your organization, yourself, your organization's products, your products, or its services, or your events. So what is a social media strategy? Okay, so it is actually the plan for how to use the social media apps or tools or mediums, as we would call them, to achieve the goals for advertising and promoting your projects, your campaigns, your programs, your services, and your events, or even for yourself. And it would be the why we invest in social media. It's the when are you going to publish your content? We'll go over that. It's where are you going to share your content? You don't have to share it everywhere on every medium there is. You just have to figure out which best suits your services, products, or organization of the message that you're trying to reach to your audience. And then we have the what is your content that you're going to share, and who will be your target audience. So types of social media, there is just numerous types of social media, and you could become very overwhelmed. Some of them include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, and that's just a very few of the social media apps that are out there. So you have to really kind of narrow it down to what's easiest for you to actually to manage, because if you're managing a lot of social media pages, or for several organizations or just for one, you really have to figure out what works best. There are blogging sites that are looked at social media. There are discussion forums. There's types of media sharing: Flickr, Vimeo, YouTube. There's types of document sharing: Dropbox, Google Drive, SlideShare. All of these things are types of social media. And they for some people, they may have not seemed to be social media, but they are. They all work hand in hand. There's e-commerce, there's Zoom, what we're using now as a form of social media, there's StreamYard, and there's also Facebook Live. So utilizing social media tools, there are a lot of different resources out there that can help you to manage the different pages that you have out there for your different organization. Hootsuite is one we use for the Soul Project, as I use as the community engagement coordinator. It's a fairly easy program to use, to self-learn, and where you can make one post that will sweep across several different platforms, for example, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at once. Then there's a link called Bitly that actually shortens really long URLs that you may want to insert as a landing page as a part of your text post. We'll talk a little bit about that. I highly suggest having a Bitly account. It's free to use even without having an account. Then there's also Canva. It offers a lot of different things as far as helping you with your social media content, social media graphics, a lot of templates to be used there. And there, Canva is also, I believe it's a free site, and you can apply for an account. Hashtags are really good to use as a part of building your content, your text post on your social media page, and highly should suggest that you use hashtags. We're going to go over a social media calendar to help you stay organized with making social media posts, where you might be posting 3 or 4 times a week for several different pages. And it's a good idea to have a social media calendar. Then there is Constant Contact or MailChimp. If you haven't heard of those are the 2 most popular email marketing programs to use to send out your newsletters and specific e-blasts as a way of keeping connected with your particular audience and building up your contact list of users and clients that you have to communicate with. So how do you create a social media post? Well, here's a great example of a social media post where I highly suggest using very attractive graphics. It's really important. Sometimes using graphics where folks in the graphics are well known to the public that you are actually trying to get a message to. And sometimes using stock graphics are good as well, like Getty Images, iStock Photos, Shutterstock. It just depends on what is the message that you're trying to get out. And in this case, this was a highlight message. This was a highlight of an event. Great way to engage your existing audience and to gain new audience and people to come on to your page is to always let people know what your organization is doing or what you are doing. Content is still king. Use ChatGPT to create your text post. We're going to talk about that next. I said use attractive graphics, use hashtags, include emojis appropriately, share your post at the best time and best day. Now, that can be said differently by different folks. I think the best days to post are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, early in the morning between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Now, it could be a little different. And Hootsuite that I talked about earlier actually gives suggested times to post and days to post. Okay, so there are some resources to help you with that. Always include links to your landing page in your text post. There's nothing that I hate worse than when I see different posts out there on Instagram or on Facebook. Those are the different mediums that I use the most. Some of you may use Twitter and TikTok, and we'll talk about those. But it's important if you're trying to get a message to your audience. A static post with no landing page really gives no information back to the organization of what is this? What is the action item here? Do you want me to sign up for something? Do you want me to get more information about the organization? Do you want me to see more photos? Do you want me to open up the post or go to the website and or buy tickets for your particular event or read more about the campaign? Oftentimes, I'll see what I call a static post that has no hashtags and it has no landing page URL link. Okay, I cannot tell you how important that is. So when I say don't be afraid to use ChatGPT, and I'm gonna try not to take up a lot of time here, but in my notes, I talked about ChatGPT was just launched, you all, in November 2022. And Elon Musk is the founder of ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Now, I just started using ChatGPT this year. Basically, it's here to stay. And a lot of people are not liking ChatGPT. But if you are into social media and you are a social media manager or you're a community engagement coordinator, or you're even promoting for yourself or your own business or your own organization, you need to make ChatGPT your very best friend, because when you are multitasking, especially like I am with all the hats that I wear, sometimes you go into a brain fog and you cannot come up with attractive and appealing, exciting posts that you want to grab the attention of your audience that really only has an attention span. I want to say 30 seconds, but it's really 10 seconds because people are scrolling through TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at the same time, trying to get information. Okay, so I wanted to read this statement that I entered into ChatGPT. The Soul Project, with its 2 interns from UC Davis and Sacramento State University, conducted outreach/education at the 4th Annual Small Business Success Summit on Saturday, July 27th at Florence Square in South Sacramento. Several participants picked up quick kits and signed up to receive the Soul Project's quarterly e-newsletter. See more of the Soul Project featured in the summer 2024 issue of the Hub magazine on page 16 at this URL link. So I entered this. You can tell ChatGPT exactly what you want. It's very smart. It's very smart. It's got all this information to rewrite an exciting post. And these were the results. I just love the way this reads. And you got to get into the look and feel of how your audience wants to receive information from you, of where you want them either to take action to sign up or to review more or to become a loyal fan of your page where you always post, they're coming to see what you post. This is what ChatGPT rewrote. The Soul Project was in action at the 4th Annual Small Business Success Summit on July 27th at Florence Square in South Sacramento. Our amazing interns from UC Davis and Sacramento State joined forces to spread the word about health and wellness, sharing quick kits and signing folks up for our quarterly e-newsletter. Catch all the highlights and see more of the Soul Project in the summer 2024 issue of the Hub magazine, page 16. Check it out here. And it uses the emojis appropriately, and it created those hashtags. I didn't even have to come up with those hashtags. Get into ChatGPT, folks. That's what I've got to say on that. Another example of a social media post. This is a specific campaign where myself and Valerie, we actually spent time with a graphic designer to come up with an image that would speak to our audience and would bring a message to them about smoke-free housing. Okay, so again, when promoting special campaigns, be sure to include hashtags and links, as you can see the link to the landing page. Okay, this one didn't have hashtags. I forgot to include hashtags there. It's a good idea to be consistent, have hashtags and landing pages. All right, so here are some successful social media marketing tips. Choose the best social media platforms, not everything, because you can't be a jack of all trades in every social media app out there. So I suggest choosing 2 to 3, maybe 4, or even up to 5 different social media apps that best fit your organization, your business, or for yourself. Be consistent, build out a schedule. Want to create engaging and interesting content. For you want likes, you want comments, you definitely want people to share your information, and you want to tag and have tagging going on. You want to, don't be afraid to boost your ads on Facebook with like $25, $10, $50, and because Facebook allows you, and also Instagram allows you to be specific with your audience as far as the age group, even by zip code, by county, by county and zip code that you want to reach, and interest groups. So you can really get defined with Facebook boosts. You don't have to spend a lot of money to reach your audience, but don't be afraid to try Facebook boosts, because it can really take your campaign, your organization to different levels of being exposed to more users and clients for your particular organization. Always, always track and analyze metrics, okay? The folks that I work for and the clients that I work for, they're always wanting to see measurements of how far did this go, how did it, how many people did it reach, how many people did it share with, and how many likes did it get, and so forth. Make your social media handle, and we'll talk about that, the same across all platforms. What drives engagement? These are the 6 types of social media content that drives most engagement. We've talked about some of those: entertainment, inspiration, education, tips and tricks, conversation. Whenever you can introduce a question to different people where they're going to learn something or get more information, provide a landing page link. You got to connect with your audience. You got to you can promote to your audience with discounts and services that you're offering, events that you're offering. So this is definitely what drives engagement on your social media pages. So your social media presence, when I talked about your social media handle, do you know your social media handle or URL of your Facebook page, your Twitter, your TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Instagram page? There are so many times I meet different people, they do not know the URL or social handle of their particular social media page. This is really important. And even more so is to have it uniform, the same name across. Now, we got started in Facebook in 2007, so we weren't aware of all of this. But even now, I should have changed everything so that it would be SAC Cultural Hub all across all mediums. And as you're starting your businesses or getting into organizations, a lot of organizations are on page with that, where their social medias handles they line up the same way as, like, I'll go over Black Girls Code. So it's at Black Girls Code, uniform across all social media apps. So if you need help securing all your social media handles to actually be the same under the same name as well as your domain name, this is a great link to actually use, and it's in the presentation, that you can actually check and see if your handle or your name for the social media you want to use for yourself, your business, if it's available, okay? Strong social media presence. Just talked about Black Girls Code. So I went to their website. and they actually have a TikTok page, and it's a great TikTok page. It has really great videos. This is a great way for them to meet their audience because a lot of young people are on TikTok. As you can see, the different URL names now, it's uniform just about all across except for across Facebook. Black Girls Code probably wasn't available. That's why they have the org on here. And then on LinkedIn, they just have the dashes, but looks pretty good. They're across 6 mediums for their social media presence. That's what I call a strong social media presence. And on their homepage of their website, that's where their channels live. These are social media channels, other ways of how they stay connected to their audience from their actual website. Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids. This is one of our community partners as far as the Soul Project. They have a strong media presence as well. As you can see, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and it stays the same. Tobacco-Free Kids. This is an easy way to connect to them, easy way to find them. So I thought this was pretty interesting, is to have the stats of interest where the users on social media. So if a social media per Google, if your organization does not have at least 1 or 2 social media apps presence online, then it just really doesn't exist. It's invisible to the rest of the world and the users that you're trying to reach or your particular audience. Because as you can see in 2024, Facebook had over 3 billion active users, Instagram had 2 billion, and Twitter had 611 million. And so you see Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram shows the platform for people aged 18 to 29. And you can see for all the other ages where they live, and as far as the different social media apps and channels that are being used. This is a sample calendar template. There are lots of different calendars out there. Some people just use a spreadsheet. Like I said, so a lot of folks like the Soul Project, we use Hootsuite to actually schedule out our social media post throughout the week or throughout the month or for the next 6 months. This is good to have handy, is a calendar for main events and holidays. This will help you build content. Like I said, if you are managing multiple pages or you're trying to figure out what should I post this week because you don't have really anything to post, you want to stay connected with your audience, you want to have something to post because you know your audience is looking for information, you could look at one of these different holidays that's coming up and just throw it into Google. And as it relates to your particular industry for your organization, and you might see something that comes up that helps you to build content to place on your social media pages. It's very handy to have something like this. So using your local to national influencers, okay, this helps to build credibility for different posts that you're making. Now, you don't have to use this all the time, but if you're giving some type of highlight to an event that's taking place, or you're even trying to promote a specific campaign, here's where your local to national influencers will really make your social media posts very engaging, okay? More likely to share, more likely for people to like, more likely for people to comment. And as you can see for the Soul Project, here was a faith leaders luncheon that we actually did, and a lot of folks are known to the Sacramento community that are in this photo, which are local pastors, which are seen as influencers. Here's Jennifer Lewis. She's being used as to promote a voters campaign by the Urban League. And then this again, World Teachers Day, that comes from the slide that I just showed for different national days that take place throughout the year. So this NAACP decided to use this as a post on Instagram, and I thought that was really good. So these are just different ideas on that should be a part of your social media marketing and your social media strategic plan in building out your posts for the week, for the month, for the next 6 months, and sometimes for the year. So here are free sites for African American graphics. And you may not know that these didn't that these existed, but they're great sites to use. I've often used pexels.com, definitely use Canva, and these are again great sites to use for coming up with some attractive graphics according to your industry or subject matter for building content for your social media channels. So how do we reach the Black urban community? SACculturalHub.com. Do it through community and corporate partnerships. We do it through our SACculturalHub.com website. We do it through the Hub magazine, which is printed quarterly. And we also have our nonprofit organization where we host 2 events, which are our community engagement, civic community signature events, the Black Physicians Forum, which is held online, and also the Exceptional Women of Color Ewok Awards and Expo. So our digital web and advertising with SACculturalHub.com includes the website and blogs. It includes eBlast, where we use the constant contact system that I actually mentioned earlier. We also have an Urban Weekly e-newsletter. This is how we stay connected to our audience, and they actually look for that. It includes a lot of different job announcement. It includes Soul Project campaign things that we're advocating for smoke-free communities. We have it includes sometimes e-blast, different ads from our clients that we have, as well as events. We have our social media platforms, our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram page. We have our YouTube channel, and we also do internet web video marketing on our SACculturalHub.com webpage. Here are some referral links and resources that are included in this PDF doc. Make sure that you indicate in the chat if you would like to receive a PDF of the presentation today, which will include all of the different links that were mentioned in this presentation, as well as the information. So we've reached the end of the presentation. Did I stay on time, Val? Yes. So I want to thank you guys. And I wanted to know if there were any questions. Probably need to go to chat here. If you had any questions, you can release yourself from mute.
I just saw one person that you were talking about LinkedIn, and I think that they asked, did you mention Linktree? But I'm not familiar with
Linktree, but I do know about Linktree, where that's something I didn't include as well, where there are several different apps that you can use. That TikTok, I see a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram, they include an actual link within their bio, and there's a link tree that if you click on that, the link tree will come down, and I'm actually going to create a slide and put it and insert it in here so you all can have the 2 different versions that I know of that allows you to actually layer, like it's like a link tree or a link map of all your different social media apps. And yes, so I can definitely include that. Good call. Any other questions?
Oh, I don't see any. But thank you very much. That was really.
I have a question. I'm so sorry. Can you please hear me? I'm sorry. I have to unmute twice.
We can hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay. There's sometimes I've been seeing people that, like, if they're using music in their post, they put something about like a copyright language, some type of disclaimer. Does that matter? I've noticed my apps that are my posts that are more video or song included gets a little bit more traction than my still posts. So those are, I think I have two questions.
Yeah, you definitely have to be very careful with using any type of music in your videos, because I know even in YouTube they won't even be able to post, they'll get a strike. And then also there have been posts that I would actually make with a video with music playing in the background, and it would actually get removed by Facebook. Even there has been said that this is not, there's a clause, I forget what it is, but it doesn't work all the time, where you put two asterisks and then you say this music is not, it doesn't work. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that try to only use music that does not have copyright. And there is music out there if you have to use music for your video, or don't have it in your videos at all, because it will be removed.
Thank you.
Oh, I see it. Okay, I see that Robert put here, from Google, phrases, disclaimers such as all rights go to the author. I do not own, don't mean you have the copyright. Yeah, see, I do not. Yeah, this is what I was trying to say on Facebook. Someone told me that you could put two asterisks and say, I do not own the rights to this music, and then two asterisks. That doesn't work. If you're getting away with it, you are getting away with it, and it's just because they don't probably have enough staff on Facebook to flag it. But it could definitely get flagged, and you could be banned. You could be placed in Facebook jail for up to a week to 30 days. Because that did happen to me.
So what are some of the ways the paid Facebook accounts and things, the analytics that they have behind the screen, how can those help businesses?
The paid, oh, you mean like Hootsuite?
The analytics, the data of how many people that they're actually seeing and liking, which posts are doing well.
Oh, yes. So when you run an ad on Facebook, and you're looking at you're comparing it to different posts that you make, this can be very valuable to look at the day that you posted it, the time that you posted it, looking at the different comments. It is very essential to how you plan out your strategy in the future, to having consistency in the number of people that are coming back to look at future ads, as well as continuing to get the engagement that you want. So it's very worthwhile to definitely look at your analytics, especially if you paid for boosting through Facebook or Instagram.
There are other questions out there. Don't want to cut it off too soon. You'll still have time. But thanks again, Pleshette, for covering that. That was such valuable information. Some things we learn as through experience, and always having someone else that has done it and can show us gives us a edge ahead of being able to utilize that information in a very effective way. I did want to let you all know of a couple of other events that we have coming up. So we actually will be celebrating Breaking Free Day, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. It's going to be Breaking Free from Nicotine. There's a save the date, November 18th. There'll be a webinar presentation from 10 a.m. in the morning. It's just for an hour. And I put the registration link in there. If you know of someone who's a smoker or who has quit smoking, we want to celebrate them, because quitting smoking is something that is a challenge for people, and we want to be inspired by their stories, and be able to celebrate them. And if you know someone who is still smoking or is struggling to quit or wants to quit, we would certainly like to know their stories as well and be able to provide them with support as well. So please come and hear the inspiring stories that we have of other local people and people nationally who have quit smoking and the things that have helped them. As Pleshette said, this is our first presentation on our fall education series. And so we will be doing 2 more that we have scheduled. We will be doing investing basics and money management that is coming up. We will have the pleasure of having Michael Blair, founder of Neighborhood Innovations, and he's been doing Black Wealth Matters trainings as well. And that's going to be Tuesday, November 19th, again on Zoom from 6 to 7. And then we will also follow that up with how to manage stress for better mental health. I think we all have been living in quite a stressful time, and having that work-life balance and managing stress is a big factor in many of our lives. So we want to give you some helpful tips on how to deal with that, how to maintain your overall health and wellness. And so we will be fortunate enough to have Letitia Action Jackson with us. She's an author, health and fitness expert, and that is going to be on Thursday, November 21st from 6 p.m. Again, 6 to 7 p.m. on Zoom. I hope that you all are members of our newsletter list. If you are not, you can also put that in the chat and we can add you your email to our newsletter list, so you will get announcements of all of the events that we have coming up. So again, I just want to say thank you for giving us the time this evening. And we definitely like you to fill out our evaluation survey. So there's a QR code on the screen, and I had also put the link to our evaluation survey in the chat. Your thoughts and feelings really matter to us because it helps improve our services to you and to make programs that are relevant and for our community as a whole. So I will leave that up for a few more seconds, but I do want to see if anyone else had anything else. And with that, any other questions? If not, thank you very much. You all have a great evening, and we will talk to you again soon. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.